2025 has been anything but chill. From the creation of this channel, the bombshell announcement of the Switch 2, and the banning of TikTok, this year is shaping up to be absolutely crazy. So with all that craziness happening, I wanted to take a step back and talk about my top 5 most anticipated Nintendo Switch games of 2025. Now these are in no particular order or anything, but just a list of games that I'm extremely excited to get my hands on and try out in this year 2025. Now I'm also excluding Switch 2 games from this list. I'll probably come out with a new list once they announce some more Switch 2 games, but just because the officially announced list of Switch 2 games is pretty much just Mario Kart and a couple of other random games, I've decided to kind of leave those out for this video. Now, like any lists, this is my top 5, and everyone's is going to be slightly different, so leave me a comment down below and tell me which games you guys are excited for in 2025. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and here are my top 5 most anticipated games on the Nintendo Switch for 2025. Now, before we dig too deep into the actual list, I just wanted to give a couple of honorable mentions that are still on my 2025 radar and want list, and honestly, they may even deserve another list altogether. But just to keep it a little bit shorter, I'm going to make them honorable mentions for now. Honorable mention number 1 is going to be Shadow Labyrinth, a Bandai Namco Pac-Man game that is set to release later in 2025. This game is a 2D action-adventure game that really looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to try it. Number 2 is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Earlier this year, we got the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake, so this is going to be a great addition to that series. A little strange that they didn't release them in chronological order, but I'm okay with it either way. And finally, number 3 honorable mention for 2025 is the game Bye Sweet Carol. This is an upcoming horror adventure platforming game that looks super cool. It uses kind of the Disney art style, if you're familiar with that, and I've needed to add a horror game to this list, and I felt like this would make a really good honorable mention. Okay, and now on to the actual list. Alright, number 5, Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster. Now, okay, I know this isn't a new game, but for those of you who know me know that, well, my heart kind of lies in retro, and that's why I'm extremely excited for the announcement of not only 1, but 2 different Suikoden remasters. This collection adds a couple of new features to the base game that are huge quality of life improvements, such as increased battle speed and automations, things like that. RPGs are probably my favorite genre of games, and really I can't express how excited I am to finally see this. The game is set to release on March 6th, so we have a little bit of time, but you can bet day 1 I will be there waiting. There were a few more details revealed at the Taipei Game Show in 2025 this year, but a lot of the videos were deleted, so we're just going to have to wait and kind of see what other new updates come out in the next couple of weeks. Alright, number 4 is Demonschool. Holy smokes, does this game look cool. It has an awesome retro feel to it with tactical elements, and even though I haven't really played too many tactics games, even retro stuff, this one I really must say I'm excited to give it a try. Now this game has an RPG feel to it with tactical elements, and directly from the developers, it's a tactics RPG with hints of Shin Megami Tensei and Persona, which is kind of cool. I really dig the 80s neon vibe that the game gives off in the trailer. It kind of reminds me of a B-grade 80s movie. I don't know why. Maybe that's a weird reference. And normally the art style is not something I would be drawn to in this game, but I watched this trailer and actually a couple different gameplay trailers. It actually does look kind of cool and engaging. The game is set to release Q1 of 2025 on the Switch, but that is still to be determined. Number 3, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. What is this? Ninja Gaiden game in 2025? What the heck? I did not have this on my radar, but Dotemu and the Game Kitchen are teaming up to bring us a brand new platforming Ninja Gaiden game. I was literally just telling my friend that I need to go back and play the original on the NES, or even the original first 3, I suppose. And now it looks like I'll have a great excuse to go do that. According to the Dotemu page, the game takes place just before the NES game, and it adds a new character, Kenji Mozu. And from the trailer, it looks like they're going to bring all the classic elements of the original Ninja Gaiden games back with some added arcade feel, which I'm all for. I've been longing for a new 2D platformer that kind of strikes my style for a long time, and I think this is going to be an amazing add to the collection. Now, hopefully they tone down the difficulty a little bit, but even if they don't, I love the challenge. Number 2, Pokemon Legends ZA. This next one is a bit of a hot topic. After the last games, I'm a little bit hesitant on adding a new iteration of Pokemon to this list. However, with that being said, I think Game Freak are well aware of the more poor reception that Scarlet and Violet received, and I think they're ready to bounce back with an absolute banger. We don't know much about ZA Legends yet, but what we do know is that the game is going to be based around the idea of Pokemon and humans living together in an urban environment, and the trailer kind of demonstrates that. Pokemon games are some of my fondest memories as a child, and even as I grow up, a lot of the games have kind of fully infatuated me. Not all of them, I think we know which ones I'm talking about, but a lot of them have. What I would hope to see most out of this game is just simply better performance on the hardware. I think that this game is going to be released on the Switch 1, and I think the absolute biggest turnoff for me when playing Scarlet and Violet was the absolutely abysmal performance. So much so that I actually didn't even finish the game, if I'm being completely honest. And so long as that's remedied, I'm pumped for a new Pokemon game. A few of the leaks have mentioned an August 15th release date, but I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. It kind of makes sense, and it should line up with a fall release date for the Switch 2, but only time will tell. Alright guys, and finally, number 1. Again, these are in no particular order, but the game I chose as my number 1 most anticipated Switch game of 2025 is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Guys, can you believe that it's been 7 years since the initial announcement of this game, and it's taken us a long time to get to this point. But finally, in 2025, we are going to get Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. They've officially given it a name, which sounds super cool. And it looks like we're going to get a 60 FPS bangin' Metroid Prime game, and thank the Lord, because this is the game that I'm just absolutely stoked to play this year. I am a little bit hesitant that it's going to be pushed back even further and teased as a release game for the Switch 2, but I really can't imagine Nintendo would do that to us, but I have been wrong before. And to those of you who've played Metroid Dread at this point, you know Nintendo has been doing an absolutely killer job with the design of these new Metroid games, and I really believe that they're going to try and do the same for this upcoming release. We don't have a set date yet, like I said, makes me a little bit hesitant, but it's pretty much guaranteed to be a 2025 release, barring some zombie apocalypse, which, yeah, I'm not even going to go there. Honestly, catch me in line. I cannot wait for this game. You're going to see me day one, and I'm going to leave a review on day one after I get my initial thoughts on this game for sure. You can count on that. So what do you guys think? What are the games that you guys are looking forward to in 2025? Is it a Switch game? Maybe something else? A PC game? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and what you think of my list as well. Like I mentioned before, I'm planning on doing an updated list for the Switch 2, and I'm hoping they announce a couple more games in hopefully the next couple of months so that I can do another top 5 similar to this, but for Switch 2 games. So do keep an eye out for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see in future episodes, please do leave a comment below. I read all my comments and I try to keep up with them, so please do leave some feedback. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.